Hey guys, rxlyaT or Taylor here, and today I'm back with another Division 2 video. And in this Division 2 video, we've got a lot of news, some regarding areas within the Division 2 we're going to be able to explore, as well as some new Dark Zone information. So let's get straight into the video. First up, where has this information come from? Well, yesterday it was actually UBIDAY 2018 in Tokyo, and Julian Goretti was actually there. He's the creative director on the Division 2, and he held a panel or presentation and actually dived into a lot of Division 2 information that a lot of us, including myself, might not have seen. Now, during this presentation there was a lot of new screenshots, and some of these screenshots actually confirm some of the areas we're going to be able to visit within the Division 2. One of those screenshots was of Roosevelt Island, an island I've spoken a lot about on this channel. We're actually given some information on what role that island's going to play within the game.
Roosevelt Island, which is one of the nature areas that we have in the game, has been completely transformed as well. Because it's isolated, it was perfect for a quarantine. What happened there? You'll have to discover it when the game comes out.
It sounds really interesting. It does sound like there's a good chunk of story hidden behind that island, and I still have my theories about it, one of them being that's where we're going to start, but who knows, I guess we're going to have to wait for March to find out. Another area I've spoken a lot about and speculated about is the underground areas in Washington DC, and again Julian confirmed that we will be able to explore some of them within the game.
So here you have the beautiful Washington DC metro that you may recognize from House of Cards, but of course in our world that has been completely transformed. It's been flooded, the train has been derailed, and there are many secrets to uncover in these areas.
In that short clip, Julian also mentions that it's flooded, and there's a lot of secrets for us to uncover within these areas. Again, another area I'm really looking forward to exploring, and I've always been a big fan of underground areas. I thought the Division 1 did it really well, and I'm really excited to get my hands on the underground areas within Washington DC in the Division 2. The next clip is also really interesting. Julian shows us a comparison of almost before and then after, once the virus has taken its toll on the city, the overgrown vegetation, the crashed cars, the tarp he also mentions, and it goes to show how much work the team put into giving the city an almost post-apocalyptic feel.
And here is one of the streets that I like the most. It's a street within Georgetown, and in our transformation, of course, you can see the remnants of the contagion of the virus being here, the rolls of tarp, the car that's being covered in bird shit, the vegetation that's overgrown, the trash that hasn't been collected.
Now, before I move on to the last part of this presentation where he takes some questions from the audience, I just want to speak about the map, or Washington DC as a whole in the Division 2. Here we finally get a detailed picture of the map we're going to be exploring in the game. Within this picture, we have it broken down into the 6 environments that we're going to be able to explore in Washington DC. Those 6 being a suburban area, so in the top left, we've got nature, residential, commercial, government, and then the historic districts as well. Now, the only thing we don't have outlined here is the Dark Zone area or areas, and that leads me on to the next part of the presentation. So Julian's asked a question regarding the Dark Zone. He doesn't go into too much detail, but he does say we're going to find out a whole lot of information regarding the Dark Zone in December. So finally, we know when we're going to get some information regarding the Dark Zone.
There will be a Dark Zone with a lot of improvements from the first game, but in December we'll be revealing much more about the Dark Zone and how we've transformed it.
Feels like everyone's been eager to find this out since we knew about the sequel, and honestly, now I know that we're going to find out something in December. December cannot come soon enough. I personally would like to know how the Dark Zone is going to work in terms of group play, or if the Dark Zone is going to be split up into solo or groups. It's going to be really interesting. I hope we get a fair chunk of information, but then I don't want to be overwhelmed with Dark Zone information, and I would like to be left guessing with some of it. I guess we're just going to have to wait for December to find out. The next question that was asked was regarding factions, and when are we going to find out any more information about them? Julian's reply was very soon, and I'm kind of hoping that's the next dev blog. We've obviously just had one on weapons weapons. It'd be interesting to hear a little bit more about factions. We only know about one, and that being the True Sons. I've already made a detailed video of them on my channel, so if you don't know much about the True Sons, I'd definitely recommend checking that video out. But yeah, that's the only faction we know of so far. I'd definitely like to know how many factions we're fighting and what those factions are going to be like. Now, sticking with factions, somebody asked what's happening to Aaron Keener, and Julian's reply was pretty simple. He's going to have a role to play in the Division 2, but we're going to have to find out what that is.
Aaron Keener will be a part of the Division 2 for sure, but if I told you, it would spoil it for everyone. So it's a secret, and we'll have to discover together in March.
And last but not least, when are we getting our hands on the beta? Again, Julian's reply was very short. He just said very soon.
Very vague, early next year.
I'm hoping that's the new year, possibly mid-January. Who knows, I'm sure we're going to get a date soon. But yeah guys, I know there's a lot of information to take in. I've left a couple of links in the description that might be worth checking out. It contains links to all of the screenshots and some more summary from UBIDAY. Guys, if you did enjoy this video or found it helpful in any way whatsoever, please let me know by either leaving a like or by leaving a comment. And if you're new around here and want to stay up to date with all the things The Division and The Division 2, please make sure to subscribe. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.